Did I just say share my screen? This is my first live video, so I'm just waiting right now. Bear with me. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it's my first video. It's my first live video, by the way. I'm waiting on my audience, y'all. It's kind of weird because I'm not used to seeing myself when it's like flipped. So it's kind of weird. Because the camera is flipped. And I'm not used to the camera being flipped like that. Like, it's kind of weird. Seeing it like that, like, what? It's really weird. It's flipped. And I'm not used to seeing myself like that. So, anyway. I would start talking just in case somebody's watching on replay. But it's gonna feel like I'm talking to myself, which I do that sometimes, but not on camera, you know? Oh, okay, so I got some viewers now. Okay, so hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Whether you're watching live or catching the replay, I truly appreciate everyone just taking the time out of their day just to be here and listen to me talk. I really, honestly, I'm gonna wait for more people to come. But I really do appreciate everyone being here right now. Like, again, whether you're catching the replay or watching live, you being here really, really matters to me because I'm trying to get monetized. My channel is not yet monetized. And with the new YouTube update, I really have to get my channel monetized like as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are here because you're a part of my journey, and I'm talking about something that is really, really important. And this isn't this exact channel niche. I have another channel that I want you guys to subscribe to. As you know, this channel is more so about my hobby, which is, making short films and all of that. So I'm going to have a separate channel talking about something a little bit more valuable. But I decided to put it on this channel because I have more subscribers on this channel. And I'm looking for more ways to make my films a little bit more what can I call it? I guess I would say just bringing some value to this channel, basically, instead of just, giving you just mindless content. I do want to add some kind of value to this channel. And here it is. Okay. So, all right, enough of that. If we never met before, my name is Maya. I'm an independent insurance broker. And today isn't about trying to pressure anyone into buying anything. Like, my goal is simply to educate homeowners about something that often gets overlooked, and that is mortgage protection. Now, I believe that when people understand how something works, they can make better decisions for themselves and their families. So if you're a homeowner, you are buying one, or know someone who does, I hope that you will stick around because, one thing I've noticed the most when I spend a lot of time talking to people, they spend a lot of time preparing to buy a house. They work on their credit, they save for a down payment, they go through inspections, they sign stacks of paperwork, but very few people stop to ask one important question. What happens if something happens to me? Not because people don't care, it's because life gets busy and no one likes thinking about worst case scenarios. Now, I completely understand that, but sometimes avoiding a conversation does not make the risk disappear. And that is what I'm here to talk about with you all. When I think about a home, I don't think about four walls. I think about birthdays, you know, holiday dinners, the place your family feels safe. For many people, buying a home is one of the biggest financial commitments you will ever make. So it makes sense to ask, well, how do we protect it? A lot of people confuse mortgage protection with homeowners insurance. They're actually very different. Homeowners insurance protects the house. Mortgage protection is designed to help protect the people living in the house. So if the unexpected happens, depending on the policy you choose, it can help pay off or cover the mortgage so your family isn't left scrambling. Every policy is different, which is why it's important to review your options. So, none of us wake up expecting an emergency. No one plans to get sick. No one plans to become disabled. No one plans for tragedy. But life doesn't always ask for permission before it changes. That's why planning ahead isn't pessimistic, it's responsible. It is an act of self care. It is an act of love. So let's imagine a family has a $500,000 mortgage. One income suddenly disappears. Bills don't stop. The mortgage company still expects a payment. Utilities still come. Groceries still needs to be bought. The surviving family isn't just grieving, they're making impossible financial decisions while grieving. And that just, it breaks my heart to know that you're dealing with all of these different things. Something devastating just happened in your life, and now this. Many people assume the bank will somehow help. And the truth is, the mortgage is still due. The lender expects payment according to the contract. So, without a plan, families sometimes have to sell the home, and then they lose all the equity that could have possibly been gained keeping it. And then they have to refinance under difficult circumstances. They often have to borrow money, drain your retirement savings, or face foreclosure. So those aren't conversations anyone wants their loved ones to have. You don't want to sell your house. That's your family's nest egg. You know, you don't want to borrow money that has an interest rate attached to it. That's not something that you want, right? Or am I missing something? No, that's not what you want. Okay? I never want people to make financial decisions based on those things. I want people to make decisions based on preparation, you being prepared. You know, there's a difference. Buying insurance doesn't mean you're expecting something bad to happen. It means you're preparing because you love the people who depend on you. You love them. So you're prepared in case something happens to you. You're prepared. Just like wearing a seatbelt doesn't mean you expect to crash. You understand that preparation matters. Now, one thing I hear a lot, my job already gives me life insurance. Okay, I hear that. So I hear that a lot. Every time I'm, out doing something with life insurance or health insurance or anything like that, because I've worked in the insurance industry. I started off actually going business to business, selling supplemental life insurance to workers. But first, I would have to get to the decision maker, right? So that's how I started off. And a lot of them would always tell me, "Oh, we already get that through our employer. We already have life insurance," right? That was the number one thing they would always tell me. That's just like me knocking on someone's door like, "Hi," that's the same thing as going door to door. I used to go business to business. That's how I started off in the insurance industry. And I loved it. It was fun. I didn't stay there that long. I wasn't there that long because again, that's like cold calling people. That's cold calling basically, but just in real life, you know. Um, but anyway, they would always say, "Oh, I already have that through my employer," and we're just like, "Oh, we already had something to say to that." We're just like, "Oh, we're not trying to replace anything that you currently have because we're not." All we were doing was enhancing their current benefit package because it would get deducted um from their paychecks. So this will be another insurance policy that you would get through your employer because it would be automatically deducted from your paycheck. So we would just say like we're not trying to replace anything that you currently have. We're just enhancing your current benefit package. And that's literally what we were doing because it was supplemental life insurance. It was a workers' compensation package because the life insurance that people currently get, it doesn't cover everything, So it was more so like life and health, and you get that all in one. It's like a life and health insurance, but it was like a 2-in-1. And it's kind of like gap insurance. So it will cover the things that your health insurance doesn't cover, like deductibles. Your deductible would be paid off using supplemental life insurance or, things like that. But anyway, That's besides the point. Employer coverage can absolutely be helpful, right? But here's something to think about. What happens if you change jobs and you lose that coverage? What if you retire? And that's another thing. That's something that people do not think about when they get to the age of retirement. You know, what if the coverage isn't enough to pay off my mortgage? And that is why I'm here to talk to you all about that. Sometimes employer coverage isn't portable, meaning you cannot take it with you when you retire or when you lose that job. So now, if you get a new job and they also have benefits, you have to wait 90 days just to get the benefits. What if something happens to you within those 90 days and you have no coverage? You're not covered. Like, oh, your benefits didn't even kick in yet. What are you going to do? What are you going to do for your mortgage? Your benefits has not kicked in. You know, every situation is different, and that's why it's worth reviewing. Another thing I hear is, I'm still young. And I hear that a lot, a lot. I was in Chicago doing the same thing, selling supplemental life insurance. It was a business trip that I took, which was one of the best jobs I have ever had within the insurance industry. This was a temporary position that I've had. It was only for the open enrollment season. Now, all the life insurance, all insurance agents, brokers, they know open enrollment season is that season for insurance. If you're not doing anything with your license during open enrollment season, like that season, that's the season where people renew their policies, they renew their health insurance, all of that. So for open enrollment season, I was out there, and that was the number one thing I would hear. I'm still young. That was the number thing. That's why they didn't want to get life insurance. Trust me, I've heard a lot of no's. A lot of no's. I've been rejected so many times because people just do not see the value. When they don't see the value, you get rejected. And I've been rejected so many times. So many times. I heard no so many times. And them still being young was the number one thing they would tell me. Like, I don't need life insurance. I don't need life insurance. And I hope that every one of us lives a long, healthy life. But insurance isn't really based on that. It's not based off of your age. It's based off of uncertainty. And ironically, it's often easier and less expensive to qualify when you're younger and healthier. I can get a policy for $1 million for like $50 a month because of my age. You will never get a policy for $1 million like that for $50 a month when you're retired or when you really, really need it the most. And the rates will never change. The rates will never go up. It will always stay the same. Okay? So I can pay that $50 for the rest of my life. The rest of my life. Even when I'm having health issues, I still will pay that $50 for the rest of my life. It will never, ever go up. And depending on the kind of policy you get, you can get it paid off at age such and such, at whatever age you want to stop paying your insurance, and you will have it for life. It could be paid up at such and such age, and then you will never have to worry. Okay, but enough of that. It's better to get it while you're healthy before something happens and now you may not qualify. Or if you do qualify, you will get it at a much higher rate than you would have if you would have got it when you were younger and healthier. Because when you really need it the most, it's going to be more expensive. You probably won't be able to afford it. And your family is going to be left with just a huge financial burden on their lives right now. But one thing I really appreciate about being an independent broker is that I'm not tied to just one insurance company. So that means I can compare different carriers, different prices, different underwriting guidelines, different coverage options, instead of trying to make one company's policy fit everyone. I can help look for something that fits your situation. Now, everyone family is different. Okay, everyone budget is different. Everyone goals are different. That's why I believe options matter. Okay? I know people sometimes hear the word insurance and immediately think someone's trying to sell me something. Okay? Look, if I hear the word insurance and I'm listening to somebody talk about insurance, of course that's what I'm gonna like. Oh my goodness, she's trying to sell me insurance. This woman is on here trying to sell me insurance. I understand that. I completely understand, but I see my role very differently than how you see it. My job is to educate, to answer questions, to explain options, you know, and if someone decides like no, that's okay. I've been rejected so many times. Trust me, it's okay to say, no, I'm not interested. This isn't, that's, trust me, I've been rejected. When I say I've been rejected, I've been rejected. That's why I'm on here reaching people who would actually be interested. I mean, you see the title. I'm on here trying to reach someone who would actually be interested in educating themselves about insurance. Okay? I'd rather someone make an informed decision than feel pressured into one. Let me repeat that one more time. I'd rather someone make an informed decision than feel pressured into one. Okay? So, depending on the policy selected, Mortgage protection may provide benefits such as helping pay off the mortgage after the insured passes away. No, we all know that. Okay. Providing monthly income in certain situations. And that's something that we all need, right? That financial security. Providing a monthly income in situations where you need it the most. Okay. Even if you had your insurance policy for like 2 months, something happened to you, you will be provided monthly income. Let me say that again. Say you lose your job. You only had your policy for 2 months. You will be provided monthly income just because you were prepared for something like this to happen. Okay, certain situations. Okay, and then you also would get living benefits if certain serious illness occur. Okay, so sorry, it was something on my lips. Okay, but yes, living benefits if certain serious illnesses occur. So say that you have cancer, that's a critical illness, and pray to God you beat it, right? You get diagnosed with cancer and you beat it, you still get those living benefits from that policy, right? Say you can't work anymore, you're so sick, you can't work, something happens, you get diagnosed with cancer, God forbid, and now you have living benefits because of that serious illness, right? So coverage that remains even if you change employers is something that you need, because these jobs, anything could happen. You can get fired. I was fired from my last job that I just had. My last job had nothing to do with insurance. I was working at Home Depot I was a third party vendor. So I didn't really work at Home Depot, but that's where we would reach our leads at Home Depot. So I was a third party vendor at Home Depot, and I got fired from that job. And all I was doing was setting appointments. I was just setting appointments at Home Depot, going around asking people, are they homeowners? And if they are, will we have these a free water test to test for different contaminants? I was fired from that because I wasn't setting enough appointments. Okay. That wasn't a forever job. That was just something to make ends meet, right? And I was fired from that. So that wasn't a secure job. So anything can happen. So say I was getting benefits. I didn't even get any benefits from that job because I wasn't even there for that long. I was there for about maybe a month, and then they fired me because I didn't get enough appointments for a free water test for a filtration system that they were selling. It was a filtration system that I was like marketing, you know? I guess you can say that. I was marketing for a filtration system, but it was advertised as a free water test. And if we find something, but anyway, I no longer work for them anymore. So I still remember the whole presentation. But anyway, these jobs are firing people. I was just fired not too long ago. Like I literally just got fired because I wasn't setting enough appointments. Because people were just like, no, I don't want my water tested for different contaminants. I like having hard water. I like having these little contaminants. They didn't want they didn't want to fix it, you know? So, hey, how is that my fault? I did my job, but whatever. I got fired, so that's neither here nor there. Anyway, like if I were to get coverage from that job, I would no longer have it because it wouldn't be portable. Basically what I'm trying to say. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay. Um so different options exist and eligibility depends on the policy and the individual circumstances. Okay. So that's why reviewing your options is so important. Now, one thing none of us can predict is our health. Today, you might qualify for excellent rates. Today. A year from now, no one knows. Health changes, lifestyle changes, waiting doesn't always save money. Sometimes it removes options. If something happened to me, God forbid, if something happened tomorrow, would my family, I have parents, but I don't have kids, thank God. I don't want none. But let's say I had kids, right? And let's say I had a husband and a whole family. I don't have a family of my own. I just have my parents and things like that. But thank God I don't have no kids though. Like honestly, I don't have no kids. So I'm happy about that. But let's say I did, right? Let's say I had kids. Let's say I had about 2 kids, right? And I had a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. Would my family be able to stay in our home if something happened? Would they have to sell the house? Would they struggle with bills? Would they be financially secure? If those questions make you think like, oh my goodness, I don't know. If you ask yourself the same thing, that's okay. That's why we're having this conversation right now. And that's why it is so important to have these kinds of conversations, So you don't have to have it all figured out today. Okay? I don't have everything figured out myself. But this is something that I do know because I am licensed in this. And this is the industry that I have been in. So if I don't know one thing, I know this. Okay? Sometimes the first step is simply asking questions. Sorry. Learning what's available and seeing what fits your budget. Now, you may discover it's more affordable than you expected it to be. You may just find out that it's actually more affordable than you thought. Or you just may decide that you want to wait. And that's okay. That's okay. either way, you'll be making a decision from a place of knowledge instead of uncertainty. And that's why I'm here today. So you can make a decision based off of knowledge instead of being uncertain and like, oh my goodness, I have to make this decision based off of uncertainty instead of coming from a place of knowledge, knowing like, okay, I can make a good decision knowing all of this information that I came across on So Lunar Creative's YouTube page. So, if there's one thing I do hope you take away from this conversation today is this. Mortgage protection isn't really about mortgage. It's about the people who call that house a home. That's what it's about. Protecting the people who call the house that you live in a home. It's about protecting your spouse, whether you have a man, whether you have a woman, whether you have whatever. I mean, there's only two options. You either have a man or a woman. So it's about protecting your man. It's about protecting your woman. It's about protecting them, you know, protecting your kids, protecting your family, because that mortgage got to get paid. Do you want your son to have to pay your mortgage when you leave here? He's already dealing with losing you. He's already dealing with that. Now, you left the house in his name and the house isn't paid off. So he thinks that he's getting a gift, right? But he's getting something that he can't afford, an extra bill. So you're leaving your house in his name and the mortgage isn't paid off. Think about those things. Okay? These are conversations that needs to happen. You know, and it's okay to not have it all figured out, to not have had this conversation with your son, your daughter, like whoever you're going to leave this house to when you leave here, your nest egg, right? Because when you bought the house, you were expecting the equity to grow. You were not expecting to have to sell the house and lose all the equity that you've built. That's supposed to be your nest egg, your house, right? So that's what this is about. Protecting your family, protecting their stability, right? That's what this is about. This is about protecting their future. That's what this is about, protecting them. None of us can control what tomorrow brings. None of us can control that, right? But, we can prepare for tomorrow. I know I keep looking like off to the side. I know you guys are wondering, like, is this bitch reading something? But no, like, seriously, though, this is what this is about. Okay? No one thinks about this. Okay? So, one thoughtful decision today can just save the people we love from tremendous stress later. Drop your thoughts in the chat, just to get some engagement up. Like, what do you guys think? Do you currently have mortgage protection? Let's have a conversation. Drop your thoughts in the chat. What do you guys, you know? Oh, I love me some water. Okay. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat right now. We can have a conversation. I will answer any questions that you may have. Like, honestly, because I know some of you might have questions. You might be scared to say something or whatever. Like, I promise you, you can ask me anything that you would like to ask. I'm always happy to help. Honestly, ask me. You guys can ask me anything you want. I am happy to help in any way that I can. Like, again, I am licensed in many different states. I'm like licensed in 6 different states. And if I'm not licensed in your state, I can just go and get licensed in that state, and there would be nothing for me to help you if, you know, if need be. But I'm licensed in 6 different states. I plan on getting licensed in all 50 states, but right now I just have 6 right now. So if you want to find out more information, like I said again, I am a broker, so I can shop around to find the best option that fits your individual needs. And I also sell health insurance as well. So, you know, if you need you want to shop around for that, I can shop around. Again, I am here to help you protect yourself, your health, and your family. Getting those preventative care treatments and everything like that. I am here to be your resource when it comes to this space, okay? There's absolutely no obligation if you do decide after you book an appointment. You could book an appointment on my website. Now, when you go on my website, you're going to be kind of thrown off because you're going to be like, this is a video production website. Yes, I also do that as well. But that is not my bread and butter. That is a hobby. I don't make any money off of that currently, right now. Right now, as of this video, I don't make any money off of my video production things. That is more so of a hobby. That's something that I like to do. You know, it's fun. But I don't make no money off that. This is something that I can help and be a resource to. And, you know, yeah. So, book me on that website. I've made money off of insurance. Again, Chicago was the most I have ever made. But it's a very hard industry, and it's really hard to make money within this industry, but it's really not about the money. It's about the people who I can educate and help. Okay, so as long as I am giving you the knowledge, it's up to you on how you apply that and what you do from there. And if you want to shop around with me, again, I have access to all of the best carriers, and I can find you the best policy for your individual needs. So, Again, it's not about the money, because I'm going to shop around and you're going to watch me, and I will share my screen with you so we can both look at, because usually when you set an appointment with someone, they don't share the screen with you. They just throw some number at you, like, oh, I found you. Like you're on the phone talking to an insurance agent, and they're basically telling you, oh, look, I found a policy for this amount, but they're not going to show you the best one. They're going to go with the highest one first, see how you react to that price. Like, and then they start going down. But they're going to start with the highest one just to see. Just no, we're going to look at this together. I will share my screen with you while we're on video chat so you can see my face, see my screen, and I will show you the numbers. Like this is what you're approved for, this is what you're qualified for, and this is for this is amount a month, da da da. We can go through the options together so you can make the best decision for your budget, because it's not about the money. It's about what's best for you. Okay? Now, we can simply have a conversation about your situation, what you're hoping to protect, and whether mortgage protection makes sense for you, you know? But again, as an independent broker, I will shop around and help you compare options from multiple insurance carriers. Okay? Instead of just limiting you to just one. Now, this is no hate. This is no hate to, other insurance agents and all of that stuff. I know how hard it is being an insurance agent within this industry. It is really hard. Like, it is, because of all of these different carriers. That's why I'm a broker. Okay? I don't want to just limit you to just one insurance carrier. You need to explore your options. You need to know which options best fit your individual needs. And I can help that. I can help you with that, you know. So if you would like to schedule a free consultation, you can send me a message on here in the comments, or you can message me directly, or you could just book me on my website, soulunarcreatives.com. Again, you may be thrown off when you go to my website because it is a video production website. Again, if you scroll down, I might just change my website a little bit just so you guys won't be so thrown off. If that makes it easier, I could change it because I created it myself. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it to where you guys won't be so confused, because it is a video production. Because again, I make movies and, do all that fun stuff, but AI has literally taken over. I have to adjust to all these changes because AI is literally going crazy with the video production things, and I am adjusting to all the changes that is happening, and I'm not making no money off of video production. I'm not making any. It's a hobby. I just do it just because. And if I get lucky and somebody wants to hire me for like as a freelancer, then that's just something that it will be. But honestly, AI is like, girl, we got this. Do something else. That's literally what AI is telling me right now. So it's just like, I don't know. But I've been licensed as an insurance broker for like some years now. So yeah, I think I've had my license. How long have I had my license? As an insurance agent, I had my license for a few years now. So this is something that I've been doing again. So yeah. But again, I'm still gonna do video production, just more on a independent level like I was doing before. It's just like I probably won't be a freelancer like I was because of AI. It's like taking over everything, and yeah. So but I'm still gonna do it because it's fun. I just probably won't be a freelancer. But if I am, that's still good, you know. I just don't promote it that much. But anyway, that's besides the point. Just go on my website and book me. Just discard what it says. You can still book me as an insurance agent. Just say like, "Oh, I watched your live stream video. Da 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 da. This is not about me wanting a commercial from you." Because oh my goodness, I've seen so many AI commercials on TV. It's unreal. I'm just like, this is what we're doing now. We are using AI. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're using AI for commercials now. So, yeah, that's where we are. And I'm just adjusting. That's all I'm doing. So, here I am. And that's basically my TED Talk for today. Now, I guess I can talk since this is the channel that I will be doing my hobby, because I don't make no money off of it unless I get monetized. So this is a channel. This is my movie channel. This is not my insurance channel. I'm going to make an insurance channel because I don't want to confuse my algorithm. Like, girl, what are you doing? Are you doing insurance? Are you doing movies? Look, I'm going to do both. I just need to title it correctly. And, you know, I just don't want to confuse the algorithm when it comes to this channel. So I just might do it separately. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring everything out. I just know I need to get monetized. So I need to start dropping content because of the new YouTube update. We all know what's going on with that. So I need to start posting content because I've been wanting to do YouTube for a very long time now, you know? And now is like the perfect time. They just set some fire on me. And like, if you're going to do it, here's the motivation. And here I am now. So, but it's not just about that. I really do genuinely want to help people with protecting their families, and now is the best time to do it because I've just been holding it off because of just life. I've been working. Like I said, I got fired from my Home Depot job that I was working at. So I've been having a lot going on, and I just have not had the time to make YouTube videos. So here I am. I'm going to be more consistent with my videos. And also my camera, something happened to my camera, which is why I'm on this webcam right now, because something happened to my camera. It's like it has these, I don't know, just if you're going to learn something today and you're in that realm of doing things with the camera, never leave your camera somewhere where it's hot. It was extremely hot and it damaged my camera. So now I have to buy a new camera, basically. Long story short, I gotta buy a new camera. So that's another reason why I haven't been posting videos. It's because my camera got too hot and now it's damaged. So I gotta buy a new camera now. I have to buy a new one. So there is that. But anyway, I'm just really rambling. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I didn't really have that much viewership in the beginning of this video. Now a lot of people are like trickling in. So I don't know if I should like repeat everything that I just said for the new viewers that's joined. Hi, you missed a lot. I was talking a lot. And I do not want you guys to miss out on the valuable information that I went over because it's very valuable, and I was literally talking for an hour about it. That's how valuable it is. And you guys missed it. But that's okay. You're here now. You're here now. I do not know where I even left off or when the viewers started trickling in. I don't know. But hi. My name is Maya. And I know a lot of people think that my name is Maya. That's not my name. It's not Maya. My name is not Maya. It's not. But it's not spelled how it's pronounced. But I don't think my real name is on my YouTube channel anyway. So, but anyway, I am a licensed independent insurance broker. So I am qualified to talk about insurance to you all. I'm licensed in 6 different states, and I can shop around for you to find you the best possible carrier to fit your individual needs. So if you would like to book me so we can have a conversation about this, go to my website at solunarcreatives.com. It's also in the description box below. It's not a link, but that's how you would spell it if you don't know how. Go on my website, scroll down, and you will actually see where you can book a consultation with me. And let's talk about insurance. Let's talk about estate planning. Let's talk about the things that we don't want to talk about. And we can do that over Zoom so you can see me, and I will share my screen with you and we can look at what.
Unknown caller.
Sorry, someone's calling me. That was annoying. Like, I'm on live right now. Anyway, what was I about to say? That just completely just threw me off. We can talk about all of your options that you have available to you. And again, I will share my screen so you know that I'm not trying to get over on you and try to talk you into the highest possible option there is, because some agents, I'm not saying agents, but like companies, they want their agents to start with the highest number, and then if they be like, oh, I can't afford that, then that's when they start going down. But we can just see it right here on the screen. It's really not that expensive. Like, not how you would think. That's only because the people who you talk to are only showing you the highest possible policy. But again, you do get what you pay for. So there are some policies that's actually absolutely worth the money and how expensive it is, you know? Like, absolutely. Some policies are just that good that, yeah, you're going to pay that much, you know? But honestly, it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive to protect your spouse. It's not that expensive to protect your kids, your adult. You know, like it's just not that expensive. You would never want to leave them with your responsibility. They're thinking that it's a gift, but it's really an extra bill. And what if they already have their own house? This is the things that no one talks about. If something happened to you, right, and your son, your daughter already have their own house and you're leaving your house to them when you pass, think about how that would affect them. How would that affect them? Think about it. Like, honestly, these are the conversations that need to be talked about. And when you book a consultation with me, bring them. Bring them. Bring your beneficiary. Bring whoever it is who you want to leave your house to. Whoever you're leaving your house to when you leave here, bring them to the consultation so we can have a conversation. Because these are the things that we need to talk about. These are the things that needs to be on the forefront. Like, okay, if something happens to me, this is what I'm leaving you with. How much is your mortgage? This is a lot of money. And even if you can't afford to cover the full mortgage, you can cover half of it. Something is always better than nothing. It is always better than nothing. I'm telling you, having some type of coverage is better than no coverage. Like, it's literally that simple. It's that simple. So, um, yeah, having some coverage is better than no coverage. Okay? So, even if you want to protect half of your house, that's completely fine. If you can't cover the full house, getting like $150,000 in mortgage protection is better than nothing. You know what I mean? So think about that, and we will just go from there. Everyone is leaving now because I'm pretty much just reiterating what I just explained, because the live video is basically over. I already said everything that I needed to say. So I just want to thank everyone for joining this live video. Like, again, you know, I appreciate it. I really do. I really, really do. So everyone is gone now, so I'm going to end it. But if somebody's watching like on the replay, thank you so much for, just joining me on this journey. Yeah. So that's all I really have to say. Oh, I did want to talk about the video that I posted a few months ago. Even though everyone is gone now, all my viewers just dropped. But that's okay because people are still gonna watch on the replay. So after this gets posted, you're gonna watch it, and this is for those viewers, even though everyone pretty much already left, which is okay. So anyway, I dropped a video a few months ago. Yeah, so I dropped a video a few months ago. Basically, it was a short film, but really it was just fragments of different projects that I have been working on over these past couple of years, and I just made a video out of it. It had no story, and everyone who I showed the video to, they were just like, what was the storyline? There was no dialogue in it. I didn't have any dialogue because it was more so like a demo reel, kind of, but not really. Um, all of the scenes was from different projects that were entirely different from the other. Um, so when you say it didn't have a story to it, it's just like, well, that wasn't the point. I edited to make it seem like it had a story, but I was just, like, you know what? I'm gonna make different projects that are completely unrelated and edit it to make it seem like it has a story. And it was the way that I edit the video that made it look like it had a story, when really it was just fragments of projects that were unfinished. So, yeah. So basically, the video that I posted, right? It was basically fragments. It was just fragments of different stories that just never got finished, and I just made something out of nothing, basically, like that. Just put it in simple terms. I made something out of nothing, and they loved it. They loved the video. It didn't have a story. It was just straight visuals, just cinematics. All cinematics, just. And I said I was gonna make a part 2. I'm actually going to make it again, but better. So be on the lookout for my new video that I'm gonna make, because I'm gonna make that one. Well, it's gonna be Zarathes. I'm gonna make it, but better. So I just haven't been like that consistent with it. Yeah, I just haven't been that consistent. Ooh, it's hot. I'm about to get off here in a minute, but yeah, I just haven't been that consistent because, again, I've been having a lot going on, But yeah, so this is what it is giving for today. I just wanted to come on live and talk about that. And yeah, I didn't want to come on here looking all dramatic and whatnot because I don't want to take the focus off of what I'm actually talking about. So I try to keep it very simple. I don't really wear that much makeup anyway, but I didn't really want to distract. I didn't want my looks to really distract from what I was talking about. So I just decided to tone it down just a little bit. And, so you can actually focus and actually listen. Just actually listen to what I'm saying. Basically, I just wanted you guys to actually listen to what I was saying. So I decided to not do too much with my appearance today because usually, but no, let me stop. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so I just decided to tone it down just a little bit. Nothing too crazy or anything like that. I actually switched my hair up a lot. I need my hair done again, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah. I just want you guys to actually listen to me and not just be completely taken aback about my appearance. I'm keeping it very simple and not doing too much. I'm not trying to distract y'all with my looks. Anyway, there's that. I am going to get off of here because now I'm literally just rambling at this point. I pretty much just said everything that I needed to say. Depending on how I look, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna keep this video up regardless because this is very important. This is very important to me. And, I just need people to understand the importance of having this protection in place. It is so important to have protection in place. I kid you not. I kid you not. You're going to look back at this and be like, I'm glad I watched this video. And I'm going to look back at this and be like, I'm glad you watched it too. So there's that. I don't really have anything else much to say other than book your consultation with me in the description box. The description box below. You can have a conversation with me. Bring your beneficiary, bring your loved ones, bring your spouse, bring whoever it is who you want to protect so they can see how serious this is, because your house will be left onto them. That's just like having a cosigner. If you can't afford to pay your bills anymore, if something happened to you to where you can't pay that mortgage anymore, that bill still got to get paid, whether you're here alive on this earth or not. Bring that person who you're leaving this house on, bring them to the consultation so they can see how serious this is. Like, if something happens to him or her, this responsibility is now yours. You will inherit all of this. You're going to inherit it. Do you not know how hard it is to sell a house? It is extremely hard to sell a house. What are you going to do? What if you cannot sell your house in time? Oh, I'm just going to sell the house. Good luck with that. when you could just have this protection in place and buy you some time. That's what this can do. This can buy you time or completely protect you, regardless. Because trying to sell a house in today's market, good luck, because it's crazy. Trust me. Trust me, it's hard trying to sell your home. So anyway, it's enough of that. I have nothing else really much to say. I'm trying to think, what else do I want people to know? Because that's the number one thing. They'd be like, oh, well, if something happens, we can just sell the house. Well, you're still going to have to pay that mortgage up until the point where it's sold. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you don't want to sell your nest egg. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to sell your nest egg, because once you subtract how much they paid for the house, subtract that from the equity, how much did you make from that sale? That's what you need to think about. Do I really want to sell this house? But anyway, I'm done talking about it. Again, watch the replay. Watch this video over and over and over again if you need to, if you missed anything, if you whatever, do whatever you have to do, because this is important and it needs to be talked about. And like, this is important. This is probably one of the most important conversations that you will ever have with your son, with your daughter, with your spouse. This is the one conversation that is the most important conversation, especially if you're a homeowner and you're leaving your house to them when you leave here. Okay? So, there's that. I'm done. I said what I had to say. I'm going to make another YouTube page dedicated to this type of content, just so I won't confuse my algorithm. But anyway, enough of that. I'm gone. I'm done. I said it. I'm out.